We sat down with Pamela Merritt from Reproaction and Candace Bond-Theriault from the National LGBTQ Task Force to discuss how providers can best listen to and support communities.
We started doing educational work with these young women, thinking that we were going to teach them how to go to school, how to do basic budgeting, and that all they needed was us to come in with our amazing knowledge and fix their lives. And the first day of my first class, I started this lecture with this very holier than thou tone, and a student who I won't name, but she raised her hand and interrupted me and basically just went off on me and told me all of the things I was doing wrong and all of the assumptions that I had about her life that were wrong. And I received that in the spirit it was given. And from that moment on, I learned about them by listening to them and realized just, first of all, we had so much in common. And then also they were doing amazing work with very limited resources, and that I needed to respect their lives and respect their vision and listen to them before I could do anything to be of service to them or to be in partnership with them. And so towards the end of that program, we were definitely in partnership. We were working together because we realized that we all had common goals, regardless of whether I had somehow, achieved some academic or professional success. I'm still a Black woman in a city that oppresses us, and we were experiencing many of the same oppressions. It's just that I somehow had convinced myself I was better.
Providers have so much more power than they think or that they know, both for good reason and also for bad, right? So as a member of the general public who's not a provider, I've been taught to hold providers and doctors to the standard of they know all, right? So, we're taught from a very young age to not learn about our own bodies, but to listen to someone else tell us about our bodies, and putting all of our faith and our understanding from somebody else, right? Which is problem number one of not having, comprehensive sex education, but also putting power into an institution or into somebody else's decision-making is problematic, but also that's where we are, and that's the status quo, and providers need to recognize that. They need to recognize that when someone walks into their door, you are the closest thing to God on earth, really, right? You're helping them decide how their life is going to go, what's the next step for their health and wellness, and how can you as a provider, do the unlearning of your biases and your stigma, but also how can you recognize that and recognize the importance of the work that you're doing. I can't even tell you how many times, I've been to a provider and I'm like, this is really serious. And they're like, whatever, you're fine. You're, I don't know. I feel like sometimes the experiences I have, providers aren't taking things as seriously as patients are taking them. This is their health, this is their life, this is their everyday. So I think it's a really serious endeavor. And just because, you've seen something over and over again and it hadn't been a problem doesn't mean you shouldn't take the care to treat this person as a respected, dignified human who is concerned about their health and well-being, of whether it's themselves or their families.